You can practice NSE 7_LED 7.0 real questions to pass Fortinet NSE 7 LAN Edge 7.0 exam. 1. You are configuring a FortiGate wireless network to support automated wireless client quarantine using IOC. Which two configurations must you put in place for a wireless client to be quarantined successfully? Choose 2. A. Configure the wireless network to be in tunnel mode. B. Configure the FortiGate device in the security fabric with a FortiAnalyzer device. C. Configure a firewall policy to allow communication. D. Configure the wireless network to be in bridge mode. Answer: A, B. 2. Which two statements about Forti Switch Manager are true? Choose 2. A. Per device management is the default management mode on Forti Manager. B. Forti Manager obtains the Forti switch status information by querying the FortiGate REST API every 3 minutes. C. If the administrator makes any changes on Forti Switch Manager, they must also install those changes on FortiGate so that those changes are applied on the managed switches. D. Any switch discovered or authorized on FortiGate must be added manually on Forti Switch Manager. Answer: B, C. 3. A wireless network in a school provides guest access using a captive portal to allow unregistered users to self-register and access the network. The administrator is requested to update the existing configuration to provide captive portal authentication through a secure connection, HTTPS. Which two changes must the administrator make to enforce HTTPS authentication? Choose 2. A. Create a new SSID with the HTTPS captive portal URL. B. Enable HTTP redirect in the user authentication settings. C. Disable HTTP administrative access on the guest SSID to enforce HTTPS connection. D. Update the captive portal URL to use HTTPS on FortiGate and Forti Authenticator. Answer: B, D. 4. Which two statements about MAC address quarantine by redirect mode are true? Choose 2. A. The quarantined device is moved to the quarantine VLAN. B. The device MAC address is added to the quarantined device's firewall address group. C. It is the default mode for MAC address quarantine. D. The quarantined device is kept in the current VLAN. Answer: B, D. 5. Which two statements about the MAC-based 802.1x security mode available on Forti Switch are true? Choose 2. A. Forti Switch authenticates a single device and opens the port to other devices connected to the port. B. Forti Switch authenticates each device connected to the port. C. It cannot be used in conjunction with MAC authentication bypass. D. Forti Switch can grant different access levels to each device connected to the port. Answer: B, D. 6. An administrator is testing the connectivity for a new VLAN. The devices in the VLAN are connected to a Forti switch device that is managed by FortiGate. Quarantine is disabled on FortiGate. While testing, the administrator noticed that devices can ping FortiGate and FortiGate can ping the devices. The administrator also noticed that inter-VLAN communication works, however intra-VLAN communication does not work. Which scenario is likely to cause this issue? A. Access VLAN is enabled on the VLAN. B. The native VLAN configured on the ports is incorrect. C. The FortiSwitch MAC address table is missing entries. D. The FortiGate ARP table is missing entries. Answer: C. 7. Which two statements about the guest portal on Forti Authenticator are true? Choose 2. A. The guest portal provides pre- and post-login services. B. Each remote user on Forti Authenticator can sponsor up to 10 guest accounts. C. Administrators can use one or more incoming parameters to configure a mapping rule for the guest portal. D. Administrators must approve all guest accounts before they can be used. Answer: A, C. 8. Examine the FortiSwitch security policy shown in the exhibit. If the security profile shown in the exhibit is assigned to all ports on a FortiSwitch device for 802.1x authentication, which statement about the switch is correct? A. FortiSwitch cannot authenticate multiple devices connected to the same port. B. FortiSwitch will try to authenticate non-8021x devices using the device MAC address as the username and password. C. FortiSwitch will assign non-8021x devices to the onboarding VLAN. D. All EAP messages will be terminated on FortiSwitch. Answer: C. 9. Examine the network diagram and packet capture shown in the exhibit. The packet capture was taken between FortiGate and Forti Authenticator and shows a radius access request packet sent by FortiSwitch to Forti Authenticator through FortiGate. Why does the username attribute in the radius access request packet contain the client MAC address? A. The client is performing AD machine authentication. B. FortiSwitch is authenticating the client using MAC authentication bypass. C. The client is performing user authentication. D. FortiSwitch is sending a radius accounting message to Forti Authenticator. Answer: B. 10. Which FortiSwitch VLANs are automatically created on FortiGate when the first FortiSwitch device is discovered? A. Default Quarantine, RSPAN Voice Video Onboarding and NAC_segment. B. Access, Quarantine, RSPAN, Voice, Video, and Onboarding. C. Default Quarantine RSPAN Voice Video and NAC_segment. D. FortiLink, Quarantine or Span Voice Video and Onboarding. Answer: D.